What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? How's everybody doing? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to our lunchtime situation up in here. I am looking for something that I wanted to use for today, and for some reason, I can't find it. Of course. That's just a little residual cough from the walking pneumonia. But how do. Hold on, we're about to share this. Let's pause. Give us a moment here. We'll give folks like 2 seconds to get up in here and come talk to the AJ. What's good, people? Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day in this world. I just need one. Oh, here we go. Bam. I'm live. Oh, yeah. I can't wait till I have a whole team doing this for me. When I have a whole team of people just pushing buttons, and all I got to do is show up and say the words. Oh, I can't wait for that day. Anyway, walk with me down memory lane, if you will. Yeah, I hold on. Yeah, Lynn, I had it, so I got an antibiotic, and we good now. So yeah, um, please make the distinction between y'all chatting in the chat and chatting in the live chat, because a lot of people go to the chat of the video and not the live chat. So then I see a whole bunch of comments, people reacting to things, but they're not in the live chat. You're in the chat for the video. So I'll give y'all a moment to make that distinction before we start. The live chat is not the same as the chat for the video. They're not the same. Make the distinction. Yeah, okay. What's up, SC? We're making the distinction. Belinda tends to do that. Ink tends to do that. Other people tend to do that. Pat tends to do that. You're in the live chat, Lynn. You're in the right place. Lynn, you're in the right place. You've done it also. You've gone to the comment section too. And I'm like, why are people in the comment section when they should be in the live chat? Yes, you're in the live chat. Let's get to the live chat, everybody. Live chat, people. Live chat. Yeah. And I know that for the people on Prince Blue's page, I wonder why I keep popping up on Prince Blue's page, because I'm waiting till the 29th for the membership that I have on X to expire, so that I can then upgrade my X account, so then I can go live directly from AJ's Rant Room X account. But until then, you get to enjoy my pretty face. Y'all seem to enjoy it anyway. Y'all stay tuned usually a lot of the time. But welcome in, welcome in. Please make the distinction between the live chat and the chat for the video. And now that y'all have done that, or at least hopefully you've heard that by now, let's get started. Let me take y'all back. I'm going to take y'all back to January 20th, 2025. Y'all remember that beautiful day? Donald Trump took the oath. J.D. Vance took the oath. Y'all remember that? The beautiful ceremony. Carrie Underwood singing. A lot of pomp and circumstance. Michelle Obama not showing up. Y'all remember all of the things that happened that day, right? And then Trump went off and signed a flurry of executive orders before the next little pomp and circumstance. But do y'all remember being in live streams within like 5 minutes and everyone's like, well, Trump said on day one, Trump said on day one, Trump said on day one. Apparently, Trump promised the world to us on day one. We were supposed to get everything on day one. We missed it, but they didn't miss it. Apparently, Trump said we were going to get everything we needed on day one. He was going to be able to undo all of the bad executive orders, close the border, curb inflation. Everything was supposed to be done on day one. And so all we kept saying was, just wait. Just wait and see. Just wait. Hold up. Wait a minute. We got you. We kept saying he's only been president for 2 weeks. He's only been president for a month. He's only been president for 10 days. He's only been president for 3 months. And then the 100-day hit. And we saw that things were moving. People, some people were cautiously optimistic. And obviously, we shouldn't agree with everything Trump's doing. Obviously, we should have some questions. But I saw that things were moving in a pretty good direction. And we kept assuring these people who kept screaming at us like animals that there was no issue. What are we mad at Trump for? We're mad at Trump over things that y'all said that he promised, but you can't prove to us on day one. Sorry, day one. Because remember, he's a miracle worker, right? Day one. So now here we stand. I'm telling y'all right now, Trump administration part two is going to be one of the most successful presidencies in U.S. history. The headway we are making in every major category is amazing. Now I don't agree. There's still some questions with me with the Israel thing, but we'll that's a gripe with a specific issue. But overall, the Trump administration is doing the damn thing. They're doing what the very thing we voted for, we are getting. And people, instead of celebrating those accomplishments, which benefits the country, benefits you, me, Republican, Democrat, Independent, didn't vote for Trump, voted for Trump, don't like Trump, hate Trump. It benefits all of us. And we still can't get Democrats to come to the table like rational human beings and have a conversation. Why is that? Because this isn't about helping the people. Because if it was about helping the people, guess what? Joe Biden would have done it. And then after Joe Biden did it, Joe Biden would have been handily reelected. Correct? But because you got 81 million votes, allegedly, and then you fumbled the ball. Not only did you fumble it, you quote unquote got the most votes in any presidential candidate in history and then failed miserably. Because even if they pushed you aside and put Kamala up, she's your VP. That should have been an easy dub for Kamala. But you're not in the White House right now because you were a terrible president. And she was an even worse vice president. Approval ratings in the toilet. Remember, Trump's approval rating went down like 3 points, and the mainstream media talked about that for like 5 months. We couldn't get him to shut up about it. But God forbid we start talking about the successes, especially the last 2 weeks, man. But this is what we said. Wait, it is a process. This is not going to fly through the air and magically become all of the great things that we want. It's going to have to be fought for. Because there are people who don't want the United States to flourish, don't want it to win, and want us to maintain being the world's welfare state. We're literally the social services office for most of the world. It's ridiculous. In addition, we have a federal government that is so overbloated, misusing our tax dollars. I'll just say it's stealing. And nobody gave a damn. Promises, promises, promises. Obama made promises. Biden made promises. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix it. Oh, this is the problem. Oh, this is the problem. Oh, this is the problem. We're for the common man. We're for the common man. Well, let me tell y'all something. What Donald Trump is doing right now is actually what it looks like when you work for the common man. Let's talk about it. We got the last known hostage out of Gaza alive. No fanfare over that, right? We don't care. We've brought other prisoners. I can't remember the man's name. The gentleman who was in prison for in Kuwait, a black man who was in prison in Kuwait, on video, literally thanking President Trump for bringing him home. Hmm. Remember the tariffs? Tariffs is terrible because the moment Donald Trump mentioned tariffs, everybody became an expert on tariffs. Everyone became an expert on economics, geopolitics. Everybody, especially on the left, became professionals when it came to numbers, when it came to the government budget, when it came to how tariffs actually work. But the one thing they always left out is that the tariffs that Trump put in place, Biden didn't get rid of. He did something right. Joe Biden did something right. Yay. So Trump said, you know what? We're getting ripped off. We can't sell our stuff in their countries, but they can sell everything here. Complete ripoff. Uh, you want to talk about disparity? That was a disparity. Oh, United States, we got to pay upwards of 200% to sell in your country, but you get a 35% tariff no, no, no. Who's allowing this to happen and why? You keep shipping our jobs overseas, and we're sitting here like, well, what's going on? 900 factories closed in the United States, sent overseas. And you have bimbos on the left co-signing China when they started making AI memes of fat, overweight, stupid, no technical skill American workers trying to sew and do things that they do over there for like 5 cents. And you had boneheads on the left, the ones who are, oh, black people were slaves, literally co-signing child labor in another country, literally co-signing low-wage workers who don't have a livable wage or bathroom breaks or things of that nature, but we're so pro-human. Then we say, well, hey, these jobs were here. What are y'all talking about? But because it's Trump, you have to cheer for the opposite. You have to you have to resist, 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 resist. So then we enter in a temporary trade deal. This is called negotiating because a lot of people don't understand what a negotiation is. They think you're supposed to just come to the table and get what you want. No, everybody has an agenda. That's like when you negotiate your salary for a job. You have an agenda, and your potential employer has an agenda. And so you talk through the fine points. You have the talent, the ability, the skill set to take this company to the next level. And I'm going to get you to see that. And not only am I going to get you to see that, you're going to pay me my rate to do it. But people don't have vision, foresight, and dare I say it, courage. People don't care about any of that. What they care about, their feelings. They think the job interview is just about the employer. No, it's about you too. It's not just about the person who's offering the job, it's about you too. They have to sell themselves to you too. If you know a company has a high turnaround rate, that should be something you should walk in there in your back pocket. Well, I see that you have a struggling retention rate here. Is there a particular reason for that? Is there something, I should be made aware of? That's how they know that you mean business when you start asking the finer questions. So when it gets down to talking the money, they know you about your business. So we get the trade deal. That's working out. And then we'll work through the finer points of the next, I believe 45 days is the the deadline, which then sent stock soaring. Because remember when the stock market wasn't doing so well, because all of a sudden now the left cared about rich people. The left loves rich people now. Woo! The stock market. Look at the stock market. Oh, now we love rich people. Now we love billionaires and millionaires. The very people y'all proclaim every single second don't pay their fair share in taxes. Now you're upset that they're losing money in the stock market. Wow. That's the left for you. Mentally ill, ridiculous, inconsistent, and just stupid. Remember, Trump was getting rid of IVF, right? He was getting rid of IVF. Oh my God, he's anti IVF. He's going to destroy it. Remember, Michelle Obama stood her ass up there at the DNC and it was like, well, I had to do IVF and he's going to tell me what to do with my body. Now, look, they might as well call Trump the executive order in chief at this point. And he made it clear on the campaign trail, I am not getting rid of IVF. I'm not restricting it for anybody. I'm not going to do anything nefarious. And he hasn't. He's made it more accessible. IVF is not cheap. That's a rich man's playground. Now I have some of my, moral issues with IVF, but I'm not going to say you shouldn't be able to do it. Hey Pat, record executive orders, bro. This man has been his hand hurts. My hand hurts for him. All listed there, right there on the White House website for you to peruse at your leisure. Which is why when you get things, oh, segregation is coming back. And then you look into what's actually unfolding here and you see that these people are absolutely insane. They're batshit crazy. In the last week alone, Trump brokered a peace deal between Pakistan and India. Was that wall to wall news? No, no, no. They found a way to resist it. Oh, Pakistan and India didn't want that. So now you're pro war. Which one is it? Resist no matter what, even if it's for the greater good of the world and man. Resist no matter what. So you were able to broker a ceasefire between India and Pakistan. You were able to get Ukraine and Russia to the table to have the conversation that they need to have to end this stupidity already. This useless, pointless war. And y'all still standing with Ukraine. Y'all still on the side of this Nazi. What's the funniest is when I see these stupid blacks These dumb African Americans, because they're literally the epitome of what an African American is. They're not Americans, they're dumb African Americans. They will sit here and cape for a country that has active Nazis and literally, when it went down, mistreated the Africans in Ukraine and would not let them flee. And y'all dumb black asses are sitting up here advocating for a country while screaming racism and oppression in America because somebody didn't want Laniqua to work at their company because of her ghetto ass name. I think the Africans in Ukraine will take Raniqua over what they're enduring in Ukraine right now. But God forbid, AJ says the truth. Um why is this hold on. It's not. Oh, there it is. There it is. Inflation has hit record lows. Inflation hasn't been this low in over 4 years. Are we fanfaring about that? No, no, no. We're not going to talk about that success. No. Your son can't cut his dick off. That's the real issue here. Oh. Ooh. Record low border crossings. The jig is up. You can't come milk this country for its social programs, not assimilate, continue to speak your mira and think that we're just going to keep you here while you pretend to be fleeing from some atrocity as the United States continues to send money to these nations. So the real question shouldn't be for the United States. The question should be for your leadership. How the hell is the United States sending y'all millions of dollars every fiscal year and people are still fleeing? Go after your government. Don't come here. And then why y'all going through like 5, 6 countries to get here? You're supposed to go to the next country over, not call away or crawl all the way up through Central America and then try to call the United States home. That's not how that works. Stop boring us with this stupidity. So we got record low border crossings. We have the big, and Doge, y'all remember the, oh my God, Elon Musk, oh my God, oh my goodness, Elon Musk, only to find out he's not even the head nigga in charge. Elon Musk is the name on the package. Amy Gleason is the head nigga in charge. She's the one really calling the shots over there at Doge. But you need the spokesman. You need the pine saw lady, right? Right? She's the face of the brand, right? So Elon is getting he will draw the media attention to what's going on. And then people are acting like baboon asses over big government being reduced. As it should. It should have never gotten this out of control. You never ask the right questions. Never ask the right questions. How did we get here? How did our federal government get this out of control? How did spending get this reckless? Why are we employing people who should have never had federal jobs to begin with? Working for the government is standing in service. It is not a career come up. Yeah, you can enjoy successes and things of that nature, but ultimately the main purpose of it is standing in service. If you want to do that, go to the private sector. And in fact, you will make more money in the private sector. Working for the federal government is not sitting your fat ass at home on your laptop pretending to work from home while you run your Shopify business, while you argue and bicker on TikTok, while you will become a content creator on the side. That is not what a federal government employee should be doing. So y'all mad now that y'all got to go into the office to do the job that you signed up for. Nobody forced you to work here. You said you wanted to serve, right? You're working for the federal government. You're taking taxpayer dollars to perform a service, and you're not doing it. And now you're getting called out for it, and now you don't want to work. But we're mad at Donald Trump and his administration and not the actual problem, which is these lazy leeches who are stealing our money. And then we take out of context what he's cutting and why. Oh, he's cutting money from the veterans. That's a complete lie. Most of the people who have been cut were probationary and unnecessary, not essential. So if you're probationary and not essential, I don't care that you got laid off. People lose jobs every damn day. Again, the federal government is not here for you to leech off of with meaningless jobs. Like the guy who was in charge of like LGBTQ diversity, blah blah blah. Why does the federal government need this job? Why is this position necessary in the federal government? Why we need this? Yeah, you're gonna get laid off. The jig is up. Stop stealing our money. Streamline this so they don't have to keep coming after us every. You know, the question you should have been asking is why the hell did Joe Biden hire 87,000 IRS agents to come after the average American? He didn't hire those 87,000 agents to go after the rich, tax the rich, eat the rich, right? Those agents were hired to come after you and me. Them agents weren't hired to go after the real problem. They know we got to shake you down. You didn't pay $10 in 2023. We got to come get that from you. You owe us $150, yo. Yo, you owe $150 from 2016. We need that money, bro. So y'all can be reckless, steal it, use it, misuse it, embezzle it, send it to other countries under the guise of helping that country, only to find out that most of the damn money didn't even go for that cause. And then we're supposed to sit there and be like, yeah, okay, take my money. No, the jig is up. The jig is up. He literally just signed an executive order to slash prescriptions from 30 to 80%, a minimum of 30, a maximum of 80%. And do you think the left was like, yeah, this is what we want. This is what we need? No, no, no. The left was mad. The left was mad not because it's wrong. The left was mad because they didn't do it, although they had talked about it for decades. But you know why they didn't do it? Because Big Pharma is in their pockets. When Big Pharma isn't in your pockets, you can make the decision to say, get the hell on with this. And again, you have dumb Americans protesting the wrong shit out on these streets, protesting Donald Trump instead of the real problem. Why is America paying upwards of 1,000% for prescription drugs? Meanwhile, these same drugs they send to other countries, they're paying pennies on the dollar for the same exact drugs. Asking the wrong questions, but nobody wants to have the difficult conversation. They rather just go along, get along, and treat politicians like they're these ethereal monkeys on a pedestal who can't be touched. Keep throwing their votes at them. No questions asked. You got my support. You got my vote, even though I know you're raking me over the coals, but I'm going to support you anyway. This is the stupidity we talk about here. Speaking of veterans, because I thought Trump hated veterans, In the last week, he signed an executive order for the National Association for Warrior Independence. This is aiming to house up to 6,000 veterans by 2028, homeless veterans by 2028. Is the media running with that? No. They're not going to run with that. They're not going to run with that. All of this success that this administration is having, all of the progress that this administration is making, and they're not even 6 months in. Now you have the midterms coming up next year. You have the midterms coming up next year. What happens because his new tax codes, his tax plan is going to get passed because he has the votes for it. So when there's no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security, those are the working class people in this country. Some voted for him, some didn't. Doesn't matter. But those pieces of legislation, those codes affect the middle class, lower middle class folks who the Democrats claim they represent, right? They claim to represent you. Meanwhile, every horrible ghetto is under their control, but they love you. It's called an abusive relationship. So once the no tax on tips, overtime, Social Security go into effect, y'all are screwed for 2026 because no smart person in their right mind, void of emotionalism, is going to say, I don't want that. There are at least 13 vulnerable Democrats coming up in 2026. We don't need a red wave. We need a red drizzle, and we got this. We don't need an avalanche of red. We just need a little bit. But here y'all go. Mad at the wrong stuff. We literally just secured the largest defense agreement in history. $142 billion. No. We're going to find a way to make this illegal, unconstitutional, because we know it's none of those things, but we have to keep people in their feelings, overreacting, talking about what it's not versus what it actually is. And then it doesn't happen. And then we just monkey bar to the next fake outrage, right? So I say all that to say, Democrats, ain't y'all tired? Aren't your feet hurting at this point? Aren't your voices hoarse? Your arms are sore? Your body is just tired at this point. Your mind is tired because you're fighting just to fight. When you fight just to fight, that is purposeless, and just plain old psychotic. It's ridiculous. It's fruitless. It's stupid. The emotionalism, the fake outrage, the resist no matter what, it's not working. It didn't work for Kamala Harris. I don't know what the hell made y'all think to keep with that strategy, keep pushing this same stupid, ridiculous strategy. For what? For what? Hmm? Now y'all got at the head of y'all party Bernie Sanders, who stood his fossil ass up there on Fox News and got called out for flying private everywhere while fighting the oligarch. And y'all let Bernie Sanders say, well, yeah, I can do that. So Y'all let him literally be a hypocrite in 4K. You care about the planet. You love the planet. You want the planet to make it. Meanwhile, you're doing one of the most anti-Earth things you could do when you don't have to do it. Interesting. Interesting. Then you have the bimbo AOC right behind him, right? Because apparently, they're the new Ebony and Ivory. They're the new Peaches and Herb of the Democrat Party. So you got old doofus one who can be as hypocritical as he wants, and even though he's getting called out in 4K, can sit there and lie to your face. And then you have this bimbo who was clearly auditioned to be a politician and an activist in Congress and not actually give a damn about her constituents. And even though I don't understand how, I think she's congressional district 14 in New York. And I don't understand how those idiots in the Bronx and Queens keep electing her. I don't get how these dummies keep electing her. But for some reason, it's cool when she does it, when he does it, but it's a problem when Trump does the right thing. Yes, they're the new Sonny and Cher. Democrats, y'all are in trouble for the midterms. Y'all are in big trouble. That's why you got Jasmine Crockett, another quote unquote face of the party out here. Being a sassy, fat black woman is not a winning formula. Being a sassy, fat black woman who is loud and wrong is not a winning formula. Being a sassy, fat black woman who is incredibly racist is not going to win you a national election. Didn't she recently say that the Democrat Party is looking for a safe white boy? No, they're looking for a white boy, period. They don't want your black ass on a national stage trying to represent them because they know you are not a winning formula. You can't stand on a debate stage and actually debate the facts. You want to debate feelings and social issues. Feelings and social issues have no place in this game, but that's all y'all have at this point. People crying, my rights, get out of my uterus. Meanwhile, we'll allow a grown ass man or a overdeveloped boy to beat the hell out of young girls and women in their preferred sports. We'll allow that, right? But God forbid someone sets up a boundary and says, "Hey, you're doing too much. You take that over there. You're doing too much. You're doing too much." God forbid. God forbid. Oh Lord, God, oh good, cheers. God forbid. You're hanging your hat on a trans military ban, but they haven't even been that loud about that. And you know why? Because it's not a winnable talking point. Don't give a fuck about you trans people. Don't give a fuck about y'all. Y'all not politically expedient right now. Give a fuck about no trans people right now. We trying to win elections and you're not gonna win. With all of the success that the Trump administration is having right now, this is a recipe for continued success for the Republican Party. We're not even 6 months into this administration, and we are starting to see the fruits of the seeds that were planted. The fruits of the seeds that y'all were impatient about because y'all thought everything was supposed to happen on day one. It's a process. But y'all worried about an airplane two airplanes that have been in development since 2018. And now you're trying to spin it into, oh, Donald Trump is accepting gifts from Qatar. That's a violation. No. The planes were gifted to the Department of Defense. Donald Trump is a government employee. Donald Trump he can use the plane as Air Force One. It's not his personal jet. It's not his personal plane. And he went to Qatar today, so we'll see what happens. We'll see how y'all spin that. The media is exhausting. If I'm this tired listening to their bullshit, imagine how tired they are disseminating it. Exactly, SC. Exactly. I forgot about this feature. Booyah. Y'all worried about, oh, remember the other one, the big one back in, when Trump was selecting his cabinet members. Oh, there's no black people in the Trump administration. There's no black people in the cabinet because you niggas didn't apply. That's why you're not there. You can't out of one side of your ass say, oh yeah, protest, we don't want to be there. And out of the other side of your ass, be mad when you're not there. And then taunt Republicans like Byron Donalds and Wesley Hunt, John James, etc., when they're not a part of the cabinet. Meanwhile, the whole time, Byron Donalds had a goal to be the governor of Florida. He didn't want to be. He didn't want to be in the cabinet. He was offered a job and he said no. But y'all don't understand, especially a black man in the driver's seat of his life. Y'all don't like that. Y'all thought he was supposed to jump up like an orangutan because he got offered a position in the Trump administration. And he's like, nah, dog, I respect you, but I actually want to be the governor of Florida. So I'm going to go for that. God forbid somebody sits in the driver's seat of their life in their political career. God forbid. So that's why you don't have that many people of color, although there are plenty, if you ask me. There are plenty of people of color in the Trump administration, but they need representation. Then when you get a person of color, what do? They call this person all types of horrible names. They ridicule them left and right. They can do no right. So what the hell are you want me there to do what? Beat me up? Because you're not going to put me there so I can be on a Black History collage one day. Ben Carson went from the Holy Grail to a piece of shit within 2 seconds. A man who came from the same abject poverty as a lot of you is suddenly stupid because he's a Republican and he served in the Trump administration. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? What up, Bree? Make sure y'all like, share, comment, subscribe. Make sure you make the distinction between you being in the chat for the video and the live chat. For those who are watching it live, because if you're commenting in the comment section during the live, I can't see it. So the live chat and the video comments are two different features, just so you know. I've noticed that a lot of people have been doing that. So that's what y'all focus on. The race of the cabinet members, Trump being gifted an airplane, an airplane that's been under construction since 2018, but apparently, Qatar just said one day, "We'll give it to Trump. Give it to Trump." Oh man, you done pushed the trans people aside because that's no longer politically convenient. You can't win no races with that bullshit. So y'all don't care that the trans people got knocked out of the military. Y'all not even bitching about that on Capitol Hill. Y'all don't care about that. Y'all about to lose miserably in the midterms. You have 13 vulnerable Democrats in the midterms. Y'all about to get y'all asses kicked because even if we don't flip it to red, you're gonna get a more conservative Democrat in there, a more moderate Democrat, not these extremist ones who are, or they're not even extreme. They're just too damn scared to speak up because they don't want the party to turn on them, pull their funding. That they just don't want to make enemies within the party. And then you got bimbos like AOC and Jasmine Crockett as the forefront, as the face of your party. That's why you're losing. Like I said, Fat, black, and sassy is not going to win you a national election. A dumb Hispanic from New York is not going to win you a national election. I'll put her on a debate stage with J.D. Vance in 2028. Put that bimbo on a stage with J.D. Vance in 2028. Because you realize AOC has never debated. She's never debated for her seat. When she was selected by George Soros to take that seat in New York, and I forgot the man's name. He wanted to debate. She never debated. Second time, she never debated. Third time, she didn't debate. So she's never debated. She's only said on her live stream, spitting mira shit to her national audience of blue haired people who put things up their ass. That's not going to win you a national election. Sorry to break the news to you. Because people don't realize it's going to be Democrat, Republican. But if those independents sense that you're a complete idiot, they're not going to vote for you. And after all the success I just went over that the Trump administration is having, all of this success, independents are not going over to your side. They're not going to vote for you. They don't care about your emotionalism. Emotionalism is very enticing. It's very enticing because no one likes to see people hurting. No one wants to see people discouraged by something. But when you're thinking with your wallet, when you're thinking of how you want your kids to be schooled, when you're thinking of the real issues of the country and not whether your son can wear a dress to school, we don't care. What them taxes looking like, we don't care. It's not a big enough fight for me to care and support you. So while y'all ride the wave of emotionalism, fake outrage, and all this other bull, which didn't work for you the first time, but apparently you're going to try it again. And no, it worked for you in 2020. You know, I'll give it to you. Y'all politicized COVID. And after you politicized COVID, you were able to get Joe Biden in there, who failed miserably. He wasn't accessible to the people. He was protected. Like, he was so insulated. And all y'all got out of this as a talking point is the CHIPS Act. That means he failed. If all you could hang your hat on is the CHIPS Act, that ain't your boy. The CHIPS Act. That's what y'all have. Meanwhile, I've gone over a laundry list of the last couple of months. Imagine the list after 4 years, what I'm going to be able to say after 4 years. Oh my gosh. There's at least 20 points on this list alone. Imagine what I'm going to have in 2028. When we got J.D. Vance up there, because you know he's going to run for president. And he's going to be able to hang his hat on all of this success. And in the face of all of this success, the Democrats are going to offer you Gavin Newsom, AOC, Jasmine Crockett, and 1 foot in the grave Bernie Sanders. Those are going to be your Democrat options in 2028. All of them are losing formulas. Once that record for California is pulled, Gavin Newsom, you are done. You are not going to win a national election. I don't even think you'll win California, your own state. I don't even think you take California. I don't even think Kamala really took California. Because I don't understand Californians. And I miss living in California, but I don't miss the stupidity. But when every state in the union moves towards the Republican Party, by varying degrees, obviously, but every state in the union moved towards the Republican Party. Even if Trump didn't take the state, there was a noticeable shift. And let's be clear, Democrats can't afford to lose much more of the black vote. That's why you got pastors like Jamal Bryant out here screaming at the top of his lungs from his pulpit every Sunday, bashing Trump, bashing Republicans, bashing black people who support Donald Trump. Yeah, because that's what Jesus told you to do. Didn't Jesus tell you to pray for your leaders? Jamal Bryant has never one time prayed for Donald Trump from his pulpit. His pulpit is basically the extension of a political rally. But I'm supposed to believe that you're the truth, the light, and the link to God. No, you're a link to bullshit. That's what you are. You're a link to radical racial idolatry. You're the link to keeping people in mental bondage. That's what you are the link to, Jamal Bryant and those like you. Roland Martin's the same thing. They're all part of the boule, right? These exclusive group of black people who will not let in any old black person. Just can't let in any of them. Jesus. And every day I'm like, I want to go back to California. And then I'm like, mm-mm. I'd have to be in a really good tax bracket. But for those who were here, y'all heard me go over the whole list of some of the things. This is just some of the things that I could think of off the top of my head as I was preparing for this live stream that the Trump administration has accomplished. And then you think of the stuff that the Democrats are trying to sell you on. Some Hispanic who should have been deported during Biden's administration has somehow been illegally deported and should come back here. We don't want gang members. We have our own gang problem. We already have issue with gangs in this country. We don't need any more. We don't need your Venezuelan, your El Salvador, and all your other Central Americans coming up in here causing havoc with their stupidity. Because gangs here are bad, but those gangs are worse. They're animals. Meanwhile, I'm supposed to be convinced that, oh, you have politicians on your dime, Americans, on your dime, literally rolling up into El Salvador to advocate for somebody who ain't coming back. That nigga is never coming back to the United States. Period. He should have been deported long ago. You came here illegally. You were not a contributing member to society. You are a piece of shit. We don't want you here. That's it. That's all I got. I can't go to another country, say I want to live here, but I'm not going to contribute to anything. They'd be like, well, get the hell out. You can come here to visit. We'll take some of your tourism dollars, but you can't come here to live. But let them tell it. You know, I'm black. I'm black. So therefore, every decision I make in life should be through the prism of color. Not through observation and research and asking my own questions. No, not through that prism. Through the prism of race. Color. Interesting. Before I consult anything, before I consult my mind, consult the color of my skin first. I'm good. We ain't doing that. Ain't nobody got time for that. So while you worry about the race of the cabinet members, I worry about the cabinet members who are pulling off dubs for this administration. The fake outrage about the signal chat, knowing damn well there's a deep state mole in the Trump, well, there's several moles in the Trump administration who intentionally put that reporter in that signal chat, knowing damn well they have the clearance to use the signal chat. And then when they bust the motherfucker who did it, y'all mad that they got fired. Yeah, you're gonna get fired. And damn, being fired, you're about to lose your freedom. You should be fired. You should lose your freedom. Again, you work for the federal government. This is not some Fortune 500 company where you can go rogue and there are no legal repercussions. You're literally putting your fellow Americans in harm's way because you don't like who the president is. And I'm supposed to take you seriously. The party who claimed didn't this bitch run on unity? She ran on unity, right? I'm a unify. When I had a victim across from me, I didn't ask if they were Republican or Democrat. Well, why the fuck don't that philosophy apply when you lose? Because you don't care. This was just about power. And if her fake black ass was in the White House right now, we'd be in a world of trouble. The way they got y'all minds is it should be studied. The art of propaganda, the art of using the media to abuse vulnerable Americans, that should be studied if it hasn't been already. I've literally been in live streams where I've read the legislation to people and they are more committed to their feelings and what somebody told them on CNN or MSNBC or some independent person on YouTube said than what it actually is. Y'all remember segregation was supposed to be coming, right? Segregation was signed into law on in January, right? Has the government forced segregation at this point? I'm still waiting for the segregation. Remember, Donald Trump was supposed to invoke martial law, right? Has that happened? That was in April, right? April 20th, I believe it was. You have poisoned the minds of so many Americans, and it's ridiculous. But a lot of people are waking up. You know how I smiled so much on election night when I had lifelong Democrat friends text me, some hesitant to tell me who they voted for, but then most of them, all of them actually eventually told me who they voted for. And I was like, I ain't gonna take all the credit, but I had some influence over it. I can't take all the credit, but I could take a little bit. Getting people to wake up to see what the actual problems are and where they stem from. More than likely, they do not stem from the president. You're not going to come in my live stream and debate your feelings on Donald Trump. I don't give a damn what you feel about Donald Trump. I'm not here to feel. I'm here to get you to think. Feelings change. I felt one way an hour ago. Now I feel a different way. You can't ride feelings to success because damn it, if it was based on feelings, your boy would not be right here on this mic right now. Your boy would be probably in corporate America, miserable. I probably have a drinking problem or something to get me through it, but I'd have all of the money that I need, all of the stability I need, all of the health insurance I need. I'd have a great, great package. I'd have a great savings account, everything. but I'm miserable because I'm giving most of my life to something that is not respecting my time or my talent or even contributing to my life's mission. Mhm. So Democrats, nobody cares about your feelings. Show us the proof. And I hope get this live stream to JD Vance for 2028 because these are the real questions. But JD Vance is sharp as a whip. He don't need me, but I just want to do my little contribution to it. The strategy ain't gonna work in 2026, and it's not gonna work in 2028. You need to tell Jasmine Crockett to shut the hell up. You need to tell AOC to shut the hell up. You need to tell Bernie Sanders to sit his old ass down and go somewhere. Y'all don't have a viable candidate for 2028, and you probably will not have one. You don't have one at this point, and you won't have. You probably will never get one because you're doing it for the wrong reasons, and it is so hard to find a generational president who really shifts the culture of the country. Barack Obamas are rare. Donald Trumps are rare. You don't get that very often. You have good presidents who do well, do fine, but those ones who really change the fabric of the nation, who have the balls, whether you agree or not. Barack Obama had an agenda and he fulfilled not all of it, but a lot of it. The same thing with Trump. Except the difference is what Trump is doing is actually for the people. Not for some of the people, but for the people. What Obama did was for some of the people. There's the difference. Trump makes us all Americans. Obama segregates us by skin color, attributes, sexuality, all the other stuff that they separate us by. That's the difference. But both effective, nonetheless. So Democrats fire those people. It ain't gonna work. The emotionalism is not gonna get you over the finish line. Um, y'all need to get an actual plan for the people. A plan that does not involve invading our taxes. Because the whole Kamala Harris, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, is not going to work. Mm-mm. What's the actual plan here? Tax the rich is not an effective slogan. It sounds nice, but Democrats are the rich. So therefore, they're not going to raise their own taxes. They're not going to vote for that. So what's next? What's next? How do we use what we have and be effective? By trimming the fat, understanding what the role of government is supposed to be in the average American's life. And once you get that, you then make the proper moves. That's it. End of story. I ain't got nothing else for you. So even if they find a safe white boy, he still won't be that guy. He's not gonna win the election for you. Donald Trump would have to make a catastrophic mistake. And based on the trajectory and the way he's moving this second time around, it's not going to happen. Y'all can yell and scream and shout and not agree, and that's fine. Do all of that. But it ain't going to change the winning. All of this winning that I just read, all of this winning. I read all of this winning. If you missed it, go back and watch it from the top. You're in trouble. 2026 is going to be trouble. 2028 is going to be trouble. Probably Elections beyond those two are going to be trouble for y'all because the way when Donald Trump said, "Welcome to the golden age of America," he meant it. And he made it clear it wasn't going to be easy. It wasn't going to be a cakewalk. Nobody's going to hand it to us. We were going to have to figure it out through the systems of checks and balances how to accomplish it. And we're on our way. So I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for spending your lunchtime with me today. We got a couple more videos coming up during the day. We got one on Diddy. So we're waiting for the end of the third day of the trial. I know a lot went down there. And then we have one on, oh, yeah. We have one on Tony Braxton, how she showed up to her son's graduation. So anyway, we appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a great rest of your hump day. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Oh, wait, before I go, I gotta do my housekeeping here. What's wrong with me? This is why you need a producer like yelling in your ear, like make sure you head on over to ajsrantroom.com. Ajsrantroom.com is my official merch store. That's how you support this channel. We're not monetized here, so we're on the come up here. So if you want to support us, this is how we get to continue to do great things, is by going there and buy. I don't care what you buy. I don't care if you buy one item. I don't care if you buy 20 items. It's up to you. You know, who am I to tell you what to do? Also, for this video, make sure you like, follow, share, and subscribe. That support is very, 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 very important. I appreciate you. And here are all my socials. These are the most active. I'm the most active on these four, but I'm on other ones. But these are the most. These are the four primary ones. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Enjoy the rest of your hump day. I'm out.